Hey everyone, it's TK here, TK Redorscar here with an anime review for Megalo Box 2 Nomad. So, final episode aired today, and it's time for that overall review of the anime. Not going to do a separate episode review, just going to go in there, give overall thoughts and opinions of the season. So, this season started off interesting, at an interesting point. Joe was pretty much on painkillers. He was doing underground boxing, and he was apparently, this is kind of going to spoilers on a little bit maybe. He was hanging around ghostly Pops. I don't know his name. I don't know what his official name is, but they call him Pops, so I'm gonna call him Pops too. And we later on found out that Pops had died. He was just seeing Pops. It was just his imagination. His imagination. It was just in his head. And then we was kind of left wondering why was Joe on these painkillers, why he's doing underground boxing. We later found out that Joe ended up losing the fight pre-Megalo Box 2, and that kind of affected him, and Pops died pre-Megalo Box 2, and that affected him also. He ended up leaving Sachiko and these kids from the orphanage that he had with Pops, and it just played a big toll on him. I guess he felt depressed. He felt bad. He felt alone. I guess he was just kind of running away from problems and things of that nature. And then later on, he ended up coming across this guy, which we know as Chief. He pretty much he seemed like he's a pretty good boxer, but he pretty much was making his living by throwing fights, because he was pretty much trying to do what he could to keep his little community. Keep his little community safe and fed and pretty much protected. Because there was this one guy that was trying to buy their property, and Chief, he's not trying to sell. He's trying to keep this property. It's very precious and important to his people. And Joe, this guy, like I said, they end up having a bond. Other things happen of that nature. Joe says his goodbyes and farewell to Chief and that group of people. Then Joe finally goes back home. He ends up encountering some of his old faces, Sachiko, some of the orphanage kids. He ends up meeting the guy that beat him pre-Megalo Box 2, Lou, which is the one that was pretty much Yuri's protege. Yuri is who Joe's rival was on Megalo Box 1. Yuri is now not fighting condition. He's in the wheelchair. He's just tutoring, mentoring young fighters, young aspiring fighters. And then Lou, he wanted to pretty much fight Joe again, because he knew that Joe at that point of time wasn't at his best when he beat him back then. So he wanted to fight him again. He kind of wanted to spar with him for his upcoming fight. Other things of that nature happened. Lou got seriously hurt in one of his fights. He's now recovering. Things of that nature. I'm not really going a whole deep dive into the whole season, which I usually don't try to do. But yeah, then we see other old faces. But to try to wrap things up, Mac was in an accident. This is the guy who grew up or Trump watching Joe. He always wanted to fight him. He got seriously hurt, paralyzed. This guy named Roscoe had this company that pretty much enabled him to move again and operate and start MegaloBox again. And this Roscoe guy was a real piece of shit. He didn't care about what this product was doing to Mac. He kind of was hiding and falsifying details, things of that nature. You'll see he'll get what is coming to him. But he only cared about the money, and that got resolved. You'll see, because other familiar faces, the girl that was with Yuri at the time of MegaloBox 1, she was working with this guy, but she was like more for advancing. It's like medical. It's like she's in the medical field. But just watch it. Y'all see how that progresses on. But anyway, overall, sorry if I'm rambling on a little bit too much, but overall, I think this is a pretty solid second season of Megalo Box. I like the pacing of it. I like how it started. I like how we kind of got to see, uh, like Joe a worse state, and pretty much see how he pretty much comes back and try to recover and fix things up from his past, his broken past. Seeing him fix things up. It was nice pacing. I liked the episodes. To be honest, it wasn't really any episodes I didn't like. I mean, there was one episode. That's because it was focused on the Roscoe guy a little bit too much to my taste. Well, all the episodes I enjoy watching. I think it's a good pacing. It's a pretty solid anime, to be honest. I really enjoyed this season of Megalo Box 2. I think everything ended well. No sour taste in my mouth from the end of it. Uh, Joe and Mac fought at the end of the episode. I mean, in this last episode right here, I can see how the fight played out. Like I said, no sour taste in my mouth. So if I was to give Megalo Box 2 Nomad a grade 4 out of 5, that's my grading scale. I would give this a 4 out of 5 stars, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's a nice, solid anime. I enjoy watching it. I look forward to watching it every week. Nice, solid anime, good pacing. I like how they build up story, filled in the gaps, explain things. Pretty solid anime in my book. If you ever check it out, go check out Megalo Box 2 Nomad on TK. Theodore's card. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time, talk to you guys later. I'm still doing anime episode reviews of another anime called Eden Zero. Be checking those out. And we'll see what other anime I start to do weekly reviews on. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.